Two, folks. Take two. And we're back.
Brown, 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 brown,
You,
brown,
you
brown.
wanna open up with that or what? Let me kick it freestyle, Mo.
Hit that shit. I'll be the background ad libs.
Like, hey yo, I may be white, but inside my soul is black as night. Oh
I would
man,
just
that's
hit those
funny.
freaking. I would just hit some Malibu Most Wanted raps. Wiggy the wink, trying to make me think, make me go to my sink, vomit, spit up a comment. That's my planet.
Oh shoot, dude.
Classics.
Very much so, man. Huge classics, dude. So what other updates did they what other updates did they do to the phone?
Oh, dude. So what's cool, I really like, is you can adjust your snooze time now.
Oh, bro. That drives
Game
me
changer.
nuts.
Game changer, bro. I'm gonna set my snooze to like 10 minutes. So now you don't
Isn't
have
it
to have
set
10.
to
You
isn't
don't
it
have to
set to
have like
9?
four or five alarms every 10 minutes.
Well, the snooze wasn't it set to like 9 minutes?
Was it? Dude, I think mine was like
Yeah.
8 or like 3. Like I never knew when it was going off,
No,
bro.
it's set to like 9 minutes.
Oh. The fact that you can adjust your snooze is cool though.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting.
Yeah, that was fun.
I think that was one of their top complaints though. Was
What?
the fact that you couldn't change the snooze time.
I didn't know you could ever change your snooze time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know it's like that even like with regular alarm clocks. You can change how many minutes for your snooze to hit.
Hmm.
Cuz like I know what some people do is like they'll do, say for example they need to be up by 5:30, then
Yeah.
they'll set their alarm for 5 and then they'll hit the snooze, like say they have it set for 5 minutes. And so like they'll hit the snooze as soon as the alarm goes off and they'll do that, 5 times or whatever before, okay, all right, now it's time for me to get up at, 5:30, whatever the case may be. I think that's the majority of people, man. It's like they know they have to be up by 5:30 or whatever the case may be. And so it's like it's hard getting that spring, springing out of bed just like that. So it's like
So
they kind of need a slow build.
I'm different. I like
I'm different. I'm
I like
different.
see, I would like to have, if I had to wake up at 5:30, 5 o'clock I have an alarm, and then 5:30 I have another alarm. I'm gonna snooze the first one and wake up on that second one. So
On the
now
second alarm?
so now the whole snooze is just my second alarm.
Well, that's not even a snooze. That's just you just canceling the alarm out.
No, it's a 30-minute snooze right there.
Well, no, I'm saying beforehand. Because again, the snoozes were set to like 9 minutes. So if you set it for 5 and you have another alarm for 5:30, well, no, if you're
Yeah,
snoozing
but
the 5 o'clock alarm, it's going to go back off again at 5:09.
yeah, but to snooze the alarm, you just hit the side button on your phone.
Oh
And
shit, I didn't even know that.
to exit the alarm, to cancel the alarm, you actually have to open the screen and hit the X. So,
Well, no, because you can dismiss the alarm altogether.
how?
So I have my phone set up on a dock station. So whenever you turn it sideways, it turns it into like an alarm clock mode. And then
Yeah.
whenever it goes off, it gives you two options, either snooze or dismiss.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I always snooze with the side clock because in order to dismiss, you have to open the screen and hit that. And I'm not opening my eyes at 5 in the morning, so I just reach over and just hit it one time like that. So now I can just reach over, hit it one time, and then wake up in 30 minutes, and I'm good
That's
to go.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
I also
just
have
have a
this
hard
weird
time
ability just to
hearing the
get the fuck
alarm.
out of bed.
I have a hard time hearing. I don't have a problem getting out of bed. My thing is that I have a hard time hearing the alarm. I don't know if it's because I have like such a hard time going to sleep, but uh I'll fall asleep, bro, and it's like once I'm out, bro, like you're trying to wake me
Out.
up with noise and it's not happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it takes me a few minutes to hear the alarm. Yvette hates it, bro. Hates it. And of course, then she comes out, you never wake up to your alarm. Now, I don't wake up
Yeah.
right away to the alarm, but I still wake up to the alarm. You know what I mean? There's a big
Yeah.
difference there. I just don't
Yeah.
hear it. Like her, bro, like she could hear a mouse crawling on the floor on carpet and wake up to
That's
it. Like
it's their mom instinct, bro.
she's that. I mean, bro, even before we had kids, she was like that.
So it's weird because I think that's the I don't know. Have you always been like that though?
No, I would say it's probably been like more so over the last mm, like 5 or 6 years that it's been like that where I don't hear it
Hmm.
very well. So like
Yeah.
I've tried all sorts of different ways. Like I don't know if I'm supposed like I've tried sleeping on my back, I've tried sleeping on my side, I've tried sleeping on my stomach to try to see if maybe like I don't know. Maybe it's the way that I sleep that it's like I'm not hearing it, but I just think overall like I don't know, man. I have a tough time going to sleep and then I just think
Staying.
because of that, it's like my body's like in full blown rest mode at that point because it doesn't know how to shut down when I want it to shut down.
Hmm. Interesting. So when I was younger, before I had kids, I would wake up to everything, bro. Everything. I remember being in my mom's house, and my little sisters would wake up in the middle of the night, and I'd be screaming at them to stop walking. Pick up your feet, or stop walking, lad. I'm sleeping. Whatever. I heard every time my older sister came in late at night, like I heard everything. I would always complain. Uh, when we had my son, I I was able to hear him. Like he would cry and move. I'd wake up and be like, "Hey, is he okay?" Check on him. 3 years later, when we had my daughter, from that point on, dude, Destiny's like, "You didn't hear her crying all night?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" She was. What do you mean she was crying? She's like, she was
Yeah.
screaming. I'm like, how? Where? When? Next to me? On the bed? What? What do you mean?
That's
Like,
funny.
dude, it's weird, but like, I don't know. I think we're just. I wouldn't say it's because I have a hard time sleeping because I can go to sleep on demand, like on command.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure I got that. I got that on lock. I got sleep pretty much down. Uh, it's just weird, man. I guess it's just when I go to sleep, the same thing. I guess we just go so deep into sleep. I just don't hear anything anymore. I'm just so tired.
Have you ever done the sleep tracker on your on do you have an Apple Watch?
Yeah, but I don't sleep with my Apple Watch on. I'm scared.
But have you ever slept with it on before?
Yes, and that's why I'm scared.
Do you ever look at the sleep tracker to see like your REM sleep and all that stuff?
No, because I didn't have that ability. So the last time I fell asleep with my Apple Watch on was back in Corpus. This probably would have been around the COVID time. So I would say like somewhere between 2020 and 2021. And I fell
Mm.
asleep with my watch on, and I woke up in the middle of the night because it was like, like just going crazy. And I look at it and it was like, your heart dropped below 32 beats per minute for longer than 3 minutes. And I was just like, yep, nope, I'm not sleeping with this thing on anymore. I got so scared. So I had
Well,
to,
I mean that's actually like a good thing that it's notifying you, but I
I
mean,
know I went to go schedule a visit to go get my heart checked out. And apparently I'm okay. Because, dude, I have a low resting heart rate. Like,
yeah,
my
yeah,
heart rate,
which is good.
Yeah, it's good. Depends, if it's for the right reasons. I'm out of shape, so it's like, why do I have a low resting heart rate? But the doctor basically said that when I was younger, I was able to develop a strong heart that, I'm pretty well off, it seems like, after what they scanned. Because, dude, like, even
Yeah.
right now, if I would wear my watch, my heart rate's probably like, I would say right now, I'm probably like in the low 60s. But if I wasn't talking and I'm just listening to you, I'm probably like between 45 and 50, 52, just chilling.
Yeah.
But once I start talking, of course, it goes up a little more. But yeah, I've always just had a low resting heart rate. So I guess I don't know. I guess when I rest, I fucking rest. Like that sleep apnea be real, I guess.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what mine is right now. See, mine's at 83 beats a minute.
That's high, dude. For me. For me. That's
Oh,
normal.
well,
You're
yeah, for
good.
you, but like, for me, like that's like my typical norm. When I sleep, I go down into the 40s. So,
I'm in
and then like resting, I'm at like 60 to 70 maybe. I usually I usually live around 60, 65. And then like I said, resting, I drop down to the 40s, which that's why I said it's not a bad thing that you go into a low resting heart rate from what I was reading about, because from what I read was is that it just means that your heart doesn't have to work as hard as what it's supposed to be or is what it needs to be. But like if you were in complete rest mode and your heart's still pumping 80, 90 beats a minute and you're just in complete rest mode, then yeah, that's an obvious issue that something's not working right. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
from what I read too was that athletes generally live in the
In the
40s
20s when
or
they're
in the
sleeping, bro.
you read 20s, huh?
When they're asleep.
Yeah, I mean that's what I heard is that like I saw 40, you saw 20, so I mean we'll just say between 20 and 40. So I was like, all right, well shit, I'm not even an athlete and if I'm at 40, if I'm living in the 40s, I feel pretty good. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
for me again, it's just going to sleep. Going to sleep is just the freaking that's the MFer right there. You know what I mean?
What's so tough about going to sleep?
It's not that it's tough. It's I don't know how to shut my mind off. Whenever I go to sleep, it's like my mind just starts to wander and I start thinking of a bunch of random stuff. I start thinking about, some security things. I'm like, okay, well, did I lock my doors? Are all my windows locked? Is my truck locked? Is Yvette's truck locked? Um, just stuff like that. And all right, where do I gotta go tomorrow for work? Okay, what do I gotta do? What time do I gotta get up? Do I have my alarm set? Even though I already know that all these things are done, it's like my mind just keeps questioning whether it is done or not. And and so I just kind of go through that cycle, and then from there it's like just I don't know. It could be anything, bro. I could think of some of the dumbest. I mean, I'd hate to show you my Google search history because it's just like some of the dumbest things in the world, bro. You know what I mean? I'll just be asking
Yeah.
some stupid questions like, when's the world going to end? And what happened in 2012? Or what was, Y2K about? And, what's the latest conspiracy theory? Like, bro, just insane like questions. I'm like, let me just bore my mind to death real quick with all this crap to see if it'll help me fall asleep quicker. And then it ends up not boring me out. So then I stay up longer, you know? So yeah, anyways. And I've tried
Yeah.
melatonin, I've tried the whole, like even going to bed earlier than normal. Cause typically like on a typical day, if we're not recording, it's like 10 o'clock, we start shutting everything down. We go and take showers. I mean, the kids are already asleep. Kids are in bed by 9. But we're doing everything last minute, but we'll start shutting down at 10 and then we'll take showers, be done by 10:30, be laying in bed, and then it's off to the races from there. I've tried doing that. I've even tried laying myself down at 9 and I stay up, bro. Sometimes till 2 in the
Magnesium.
morning. Sometimes till
You
2
don't
in the
need
morning.
you don't need melatonin, bro. Melatonin's bad for you.
Well, I'm just saying, just to like help put me to sleep quicker.
Yeah, so magnesium. You need magnesium with dinner, a cold shower, and then bed.
I like a cold shower every now and again.
Yeah,
I really want to do those ice baths, bro. Those things look cool as shit.
dude, me too. You know what I hate? It's not that I hate saying this, but have you ever tried just breathing before bed?
Breathing,
Just breathing.
like a specific way, or
Yeah, like you
I've
never
I've
heard
tried.
like how you never heard the Navy SEALs talk about how they box breathe before bed and stuff.
Mm-mm.
Oh, so like you'll hear Navy SEALs and military people talk about box breathing. It's like it's a technique they learn to help calm down,
Mm-hmm.
to relax. It's like you breathe in for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, and you keep doing that. You keep doing it, you keep doing it, you keep doing it. But you got to inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Well, during a certain point in my time, I learned a different breathing technique where we would breathe in for 4 seconds, hold it for 7, and then release it for 7. So like every night before bed, I just lay down, like my mind's racing or whatever. Like I just breathe, just breathe, bro. Literally, that's it. Just breathe. And like I learned a different. So this technique that I learned, it sounds weird, but when you breathe in through your nose, you focus on the air hitting the back of your throat and not the air flowing into your brain. So when you go, focus on the air hitting your throat and not focus on just, just taking in air.
See, so
And
that's another issue that I have too. I don't know if you're the same way. I always have one clogged nostril. Like it doesn't matter each way. It's not one particular side more than the other. But like on any given day, I always have like one nostril that's typically like you can't breathe out of that one. You're only breathing out of one. Is that normal for you? Or
no,
can you breathe out of both?
I can
Only time I
breathe
can
out of
really breathe
both.
out of both is when like I'm active, like when I'm moving, if I'm running around, whatever. I can generally breathe out of both nostrils. But when I kind of come to
Like
a halt and settle down, to like right now, I can breathe out of both. But when I settle after this and I go take my shower, lay down, one nostril. That's it.
interesting. I wonder why.
I don't know. And I went to the doctor for that
What did they
because
say?
it got real bad after I had went to the hospital with COVID back in 21. Because like I said, whenever I got hooked up with all those machines, um, they had given me one machine that like had these two like jet fuel propeller things or whatever just
Oh
rammed
yeah.
up into my throat, and it was just pumping like it was like 50 liters of oxygen was just blowing straight through my nose. And so like the inside of my sinuses got all fucking like dried up and nasty and raw, and I'm painting an ugly picture, but anyways, it was bad nonetheless. And ever since then, I've had issues, like even worser issues than I ever had before in terms of like always having to like blow my nose and clean my nose out. And so I went to the doctor and I told him, I was like, "Hey man, like this is what I've noticed ever since I had COVID was that I always have this issue, I have that issue with my sinuses, my nostrils, whatever." And he was just like, "Oh, well, you just need nasal spray." I was like, "What the fuck? No, I don't need nasal spray." You know what I mean? Like that's a temporary fix. I don't want to I'm not trying to treat an issue. I'm trying to fucking solve it. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
that's all you typically get from doctors these days, man, is oh, just nasal spray, you'll be fine. Oh, Tylenol will be fine. You'll be all right.
Well, it's like the biggest change you can get is just changing your diet.
Yeah.
That's how you get permanent results, permanent curing. Is changing your diet. It's been proven time and time before, but it's one of the hardest things that we want to do. So
Yeah, but in my particular case, whether I've changed my diet or not, I've always dealt with the same issue. Again, even still after having the COVID. You know
yeah,
what I mean? It's just always been the same way. So I
you
don't know.
You don't have a collapse. Was it like a collapse symptom or something like that?
No, I've heard about that, but I don't think that's what it is. I mean, I can't say for sure. I'm not no doctor to diagnose that, but
You
I
drink
don't think
milk
that's the
before
case.
bed?
Hell no. I don't even like milk, period. Never have. Never
Wow.
I've never been a big fan of milk.
That is crazy, brother. Yeah, all right.
I would say most things white I have a hard time eating like Cool Whip. I don't like Cool Whip.
White girls.
Yeah, not a big fan on the white girl. No, I'm just kidding. um but no, like milk, Cool Whip, hate Miracle Whip.
Mayonnaise.
That's mayonnaise I'm okay. Like I can do Duke's mayonnaise. Um but I can't do like a fat glob of mayonnaise. Like, you know, I just can't do it.
I can,
Like
ranch. No.
ranch I'm okay. But it's mainly like those things right there, like Miracle Whip, Cool Whip, um, milk. I can't do it.
So,
I
before
can't
we get
even
off
drink
top, so I was asking
can't even
because
drink
like
almond milk, but
if you drink milk before bed, you get phlegmy.
mm,
Like I used to always have milk before bed, whether it was a cup of milk or a bowl of cereal. And I wake up every morning just like drenched, like just draining, bro. Like, and I gotta blow each nostril. I gotta like cough everything out. My eyes are all baggy. I take like the hottest shower, just drain myself, and then I go brush my teeth, blow again, and then like I look like a completely different man. I'm all awake. My sinuses are all empty. Phlegm's all out. And I never knew why. And
yeah.
then I went one of the doctors I watch and read all his stuff. He was saying that typically milk before bed causes you to get phlegmy.
Interesting.
Like, huh? Interesting how that works. So I'm saying, so like, I don't know, maybe it's a sinus issue.
That's what I feel like for me. I feel like it's some, has, well, I feel like the sinus issue has a lot with me not being able to get like a good night's rest. The reason I was asking you about your sleeping pattern thing, if you've done it on your watch, is because I'm curious to know like where your REM is at and where, um, gosh, what's that other, there's like four phases to your sleep, but there's like two main ones, like your REM, and then there's something else. I can't think of it right now off the top of my head, but one of them is like one of them's like a deep sleep, and the other one is where like your body's like in like a healing process. And
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what it's called either.
if I'm not mistaken, you're supposed to have more of the other, and I don't. Like mine's opposite, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Now it's gonna kill me if I don't figure it out.
Well, your REM sleep is usually like what? It's supposed to be like 3 or 4 hours. How much
Uh,
sleep do you get at night?
so you have the REM, and then it's called NREM, which is your non-rapid eye movement. REM is your rapid eye movement.
That's your deep sleep. That's typically when you start dreaming.
Yeah. So NREM, which is non-rapid eye movement, which is stage one, is light transitional sleep. NREM stage two is light sleep where the body prepares for the deep sleep. And then stage three is deep, slow wave sleep for physical restoration. And then REM sleep is active brain, vivid dreams, and muscle paralysis. Each cycle lasts about 90 to 110 minutes, and you go through 4 to 5 cycles nightly. Okay, well, so then maybe I am normal then. Cause yeah, my shit goes like this, bro. It's everywhere. I bounce in and out from REM to the rapid eye movement to deep sleep, and I thought that
That's
was all
funny.
jacked up. But I mean,
Maybe I am normal.
According to AI overview, I'm pretty normal.
That says I am not a doctor.
Yeah. I thought it was
Disclosure
supposed to be
before.
like I thought it was supposed to be like, okay, like you're in your rapid eye movement and then boom, deep sleep, vivid dreams. Cause bro, I can't remember none of my dreams. None. I
Really,
rarely remember a dream. Yep.
dreams are crazy, dude. I like to talk about dreams because my dreams are so different from everybody else's. Like Destiny has scary dreams. I feel like a lot of people that I talk to have like night terrors.
I don't ever get night terrors.
Yeah. What
I
kind of dreams
used
do you
to.
have?
I used to get night terrors, bro. Bro, we can get into some scary shit, bro, when it comes to like some nasty nightmares I used to have. Um, but my dreams now, like, if I remember something, it's like something dumb, like, I don't know. It has no meaning behind it. Yvette, every night I'm cheating on her. Every night.
Yeah.
Every
Same.
night
Not
I'm
every night, but almost
it's
every
either
night.
it's either I'm cheating on her or she's killing me. One or the other in her sleep.
I'm doing yeah,
Because
or I did
because
something
I
wrong.
cheated on her. She's like, she'll wake up, you motherfucker. I'm like, what? I just had a fucking dream and you're over here cheating on me. Let me see your phone. I'm like, here you go. Like, there ain't shit on there. And bro, like she used to get all psychotic with it, man. I'm like, girl, calm down. It's a damn dream. And then it would like dictate how her day went that day. Like if I was cheating on her in her dream, I'm the bad guy the whole day.
Extreme.
Yeah. No, it wasn't like that
That's
all the
funny.
time. I'm exaggerating, but still, it's like, that's primarily what her dreams would be about is like, oh, I had another dream today. Great. Who'd I cheat on you with this time? I don't know. Some random girl. I don't even know who she was. Oh, okay, cool. All right. Next day, who'd I cheat on with this time? Oh, this one girl. Do you remember this one girl from school? I'm like, no, I don't even know who the fuck that is. Well, it was her. And I don't know what the hell you were doing with her. I don't even know why she was in my dream. I'm like, I don't know either. I'm not a sleep doctor.
Bro, you know what's crazy? You can't make up a face, not even in your dreams. So if there's a face in your dream, you know that person.
Well,
I had my dreams broken down.
she would know that person if we went to school with her, but I'm saying like I personally don't
Yeah.
know who that person is because
No,
like
no,
she
like
can
because
get
how you said you're like, who did I cheat on you with? She was like, I don't know.
oh yeah
Technically she does know.
maybe she just doesn't want to say it.
It's just who. No, but like you just don't know sometimes. So when I went to therapy a while back, and we had like a dream session one time where he was like dissecting my dreams because my dreams are life lessons, bro. Like every night I go to bed, my dream I have a life lesson, like some life lesson,
Interesting. Okay.
reminding me who I am and like my morals, my values, and like literally, it's like I go to sleep and I'm a kid again, and my dad's getting after me for some reason. In a nutshell, like it's a whole event, like it's a whole movie, and then at the end of the movie, there's a meaning and a reason behind it. Like,
Yeah.
and at the end of my dream, I'm figuring out what I learned in that dream,
That much I could
and
say like
it's usually about me.
that much I can say like usually when I do remember a dream, if I do, because I even if I remember them, I often forget them, so I can't go back and recite them. Um, but like you said, it's kind of like a movie. That's kind of like how my dreams are sometimes. Like if especially ones where like you ever wake up and you're dreaming or like let's say you're dreaming and like you're in the middle of a story and then you wake up and you're like, bro, like that was a badass dream. Like I need to go back to sleep. I need to keep dreaming that.
I can go back.
And so you go back and then you go back to sleep and you keep the whole show going in your head. That I can do
Yes.
sometimes. Like I have those types of dreams. It's
Yeah.
just again, remembering them to recite them is what I struggle with. I can't. I can't remember oftentimes what it was about. But like it's usually like a conquest of some sort where like I'm trying to defeat somebody or whatever, like, you know.
Yeah, some conflict,
But I can't give you an
some
example.
conflict.
That's what I'm trying
So
to say.
so
I can't give an example
yeah, because you don't know, you didn't remember enough.
because I don't remember them enough. Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. But like, so yeah, during the dream breakdown, he basically told me that you can't make up a face. So the faces that you see, you know them somehow. And if you don't see a face, like if it's just like blank, it's a faceless being.
Uh-huh.
That's your interpretation of God, or like another being, or like your conscience, or a higher figure, pretty much, I guess.
Interesting.
Like, dude, it was, yeah, dude, because I was having some crazy fucking life lesson dreams during that time, and I was just like telling him, and he was like, "Well, who was it?" And I was like, "I don't know. They didn't have a face." And then he was like, "Okay." So then, like, after breaking down my dream, he was like telling me like this, and this, but like he wasn't, he didn't like he would, I would say stuff, and then he would like tell me what it means, and then I'll say more, and then he'd be like, "Okay, this is what this is." And then, like, I told him that, and he was like, "Yeah, that's your version of that's your higher up. That's your God. Like, that's who you believe in. That's your good conscience. That's
Interesting.
whatever." And I
Yeah.
was just like, bro, like, oh man, the eeriness, like, it just,
With
like,
your jaw on the
I wanted
floor.
to cry, bro, because like it just made that dream so much deeper.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck. Yeah, so,
Damn.
dude, dreams are interesting to me. Like, but the whole sleep cycle to me is interesting because I don't know. I've never really had any problem going to sleep or like waking up. I
Yeah.
wake
And
up,
like I
I'm up.
said,
Like, let's go. Like, whatever.
I definitely don't have an issue waking up. You know what I mean? It's just I have a hard time hearing the alarm. You know, it takes me excuse me. It takes me a few minutes to hear the alarm. And then once I hear it, it's like, all right, cool. Get up, go brush my teeth, put deodorant on, get myself ready, like out the door. Let's go. Let's go have a good day. You know what I mean? Um, but it's just
Yeah.
hearing it. That's the part. And so I'm like, so sometimes I'm like, bro, am I losing my hearing? I know I can hear pretty good, albeit selective. I can hear pretty good.
It's because you're in your REM sleep when your alarm clock's going off because you go to sleep so late.
Maybe the cycle, right? The cycle that it's in, hour to hour,
Yeah.
and 90, what did it say? 90 to, yeah, right here, 90 minutes for each cycle. Maybe that could be it. I need to wear my watch tonight. Track that real quick.
You ever see what Gary Brecka says about people who can't sleep? What's your issue? You know who Gary Brecka is?
Yeah, the human biologist.
Yeah. So he says people who say they can't sleep because they lay down and they say their thoughts take off. He has a name for it. He goes, "This is what you want to do. You want to go in, you want to take a hot shower, and then turn it to cold as possible, and do that for like 5 minutes." Uh, well, first he says choose a bedtime. Let's say 10 o'clock. Can't do 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, whatever. Shower an hour before then, and then turn off all the lights. Put your room as cold as you can tolerate it, and then of course just do those exercises and stuff, the breathing exercises, and you should be able to pass out.
Yeah, I will say
I
I
don't know.
do
I
need
could
it
be
cold.
butchering. I'm butchering it, but he has like this whole like thing, like step by step.
I'll have to look it up because I do like a lot of what he says, man. A lot of stuff that he says is really cool, really, really
Yeah.
interesting. I mean, I have no way to disprove it. I don't have any way to prove it. So it's like, I'm just
Right.
taking what he's saying at face value, but it's got to be worth something. I mean, obviously, if he's coming out with all these, like the hydrogen water and all that stuff, You know what I mean? It's got to be
That's what I
worth
want to tell.
something.
Yeah, I'm interested in that.
I thought about it too for a minute because I'm curious to see like what it is, what it does. I mean, from what I hear, it's got like a whole bunch of health benefits, but
Mhm.
yeah. When I first saw him on the Rogan podcast, I was like blown away about what he was saying with the whole how he used to be a like an insurance guy or whatever. He would read off their he would study like their medical charts or whatever when someone would die.
Yeah.
And he said something that just it's going to stick with me to the end of time, and it was a perfect analogy of how they go of how in today's medical world how they go about treating you, right? So he gave the analogy in comparison to a tree, where if the tree had like a dead leaf or a dead branch, that you call a landscaper and they're just going to come and cut the leaf off or cut that branch off, and then voila, your tree looks beautiful again. But if you call like an arborist who specializes in trees and they see that it's got a dead leaf or a dead branch, they're not going to go after that. They're going to leave it there and they're going to go test the soil and then figure out, okay, so your soil is deficient of nitrogen. So we're going to go ahead and inject nitrogen into your soil. We're going to come back here in a few weeks or whatever, and your leaf or your branch, whatever's dead, should look alive again. And when he said that, I'm like, bro, like that is literally our medical facility in a nutshell in the entire United States. That's our medical. We're our the
Yep.
medical people are the landscapers. They're not the arborists.
Yep.
And that's why I don't like going to the
I had an
doctor.
arborist one time. Exactly why I don't like going to the doctor. I did have an arborist one time though, and I liked it because she was like, whenever I went in for my first ever checkup, she was like, "Okay, this is what we're doing. I want to know your diet. I want to know what you eat. We're gonna figure out how much you weigh. If you're overweight, we're gonna set goals. So the next time you come in for your next checkup, where I want you to be, um, I'm gonna run blood so I can check your blood and make sure everything's healthy, and then we're gonna, talk about whatever I find, blah 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 blah." And I was just like, "Oh, this is cool. All right, I like this."
Yeah. Yeah, that
Like
would be
that.
pretty
Like
cool,
I never
you
had a
know?
doctor like care that much, or at least show they care that much.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough, man. They're definitely a rare breed of doctors these days that are doing that, and they're hard to find, and you can't always guarantee that they're going to be in your city.
Yeah,
You know, that's the other tough part, man. So it's like if I could find one here in San Antonio, shit, I'd go give them a shot. You know, but
that's what, dude. That's what's also tough. Like in Corpus, we had what Bay Area, Memorial, and Spawn South,
yeah,
and then I move over here to Dallas, and there's like 1,000 hospitals, 1,000,000 specialists, and then like private institutions, and it's like, where do I go? Where do I go if I break my arm or something? Like,
well, it's
I'm just
funny
gonna
that you
keep
say
going to
about
urgent care.
it's funny that you talked about breaking an arm, right? Because I told you so. Steven broke his forearm in football. He broke both bones in the
Yeah.
forearm. Both were well, one like
Ugh.
this one. Yeah, this one was like a clean snap, just straight through. But the one on this side, it broke like this. It's like a super weird break. And but anyway,
Uh,
so we get checked into we take him straight to the hospital right over Westover Hills, Chris's Spawn, Westover Hills. We take him there, we check into the emergency room, and we're the only ones in the emergency room. That was at 9 o'clock. We get there at 9. By like 9:35, 9:40, everything's already wrapped. I mean, they got a wrap on his arm. They've already ran X-rays. They've already showed us the X-rays, and they're like, okay, yeah, like we got to get him over. We can't treat him here in terms of getting him in a cast, They just had it wrapped in like cotton or whatever, in like an ace bandage or whatever. They're like, we can't do a cast here. We have to send you downtown to the other Christus Spawn Children's Hospital. So I was like, okay. They're like, so we're just gonna call, make sure that the specialist is there, and we'll get you sent over there right away. I said, okay, cool. Well, like 2 hours go by, no word from the doctor. We're sitting in this room. Mind you, the sun is baking us through the window where it's positioned at. We're being baked in that room. So it's like 95 degrees in that room. It's super hot. It was annoying. We were sweating. It was bad. Two
Someone
hours
to
go
give us a
by.
call.
Yeah. Well, they had the windows tinted. They had the windows tinted, and the sun was just beating straight through that tent. It was that bad. Anyways, so 2 hours go by. We don't hear a word. I sent Yvette out to the hallway to go because, bro, if I would have went out there, I would have lost my shit quick. So I sent her out there to go talk to them to be nice. I was doing them a favor with that move right there. So she goes out there and they, oh yeah, we'll send somebody in real quick, whatever. It's no big deal. So she comes and sits back down. And then like 10 minutes later, they're like, yeah, we're still waiting to get a hold of the other doctor. We don't know if the specialist is there. And yeah, I'm like, okay, all right, whatever. And again, I'm being nice. I'm doing them the favor by sending Yvette first. And next thing I know, it's noon. So like another hour went by and still no word. So I come barging out of my room. Now I'm fired up. I'm hot. I'm upset. I'm hungry. Like everything, bro. And then mind you, Steven's over here. Poor dude. He's over here in pain because his forearm was like this. I mean, it was crooked. And so
Yeah.
he's in obvious pain. All they gave him was Tylenol, and I don't know that that's going to do a whole lot. They may have given him Tylenol or Motrin or something, anyways, but it wasn't doing a whole lot. His pain level was still at like a 7, and I come out there and I see about 6 doctors or nurses. I see about 6 nurses. They're just standing there doing absolutely nothing. Some of them were sitting on their little desks behind the thing. A couple of them were just standing leaning up against the wall, and they see me come out and, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How can I?" said, "Look," I said, "We've been here for 3 freaking hours. We were the only person here when we walked in." And I said, "Y'all been telling us that y'all trying to get a hold of the hospital over there. I don't know how hard it is to get a hold of them when y'all have direct lines for each other." And I said, "But my son's in there. He's in pain." I said, "We're in this room and it's 95 degrees in there. We're sweating and it's hot." And I said, "And all we need to do is just get transferred. What are we waiting for?" I said, "Give me the papers so I can take it over there and just go get it done myself." And so they're like, "No, no, no, it's okay. Well, we're gonna take care of you. Like, don't worry." I said, "Dude, y'all said that shit an hour ago. And y'all ain't done nothing yet. Y'all haven't even provided us with an update." I said, "Where's the guy? Where's the head nurse at here, head doctor that's been talking to us since 9 o'clock this morning?" I said, "I haven't seen him since 9:30. Where's that guy at? Probably on his lunch break." And so, anyways, I'm not joking, bro. They send me back to the room. They close the door. I'm not shitting you. 15 seconds must have passed by. And the lady's bringing in my papers. And, oh, here, you just got to sign this. This is a notice of release and whatever. But you can just take this and you can just go to the hospital. We got a hold of them and they're expecting you over there. So then I show up to that hospital, and mind you, so we take off because it's like 12:30 by then. Um, we take off. It takes us about 20 minutes to get downtown. So we get there. It's like 1 o'clock, and we're checking him in again. And here they are running his vitals, checking his crap, and doing all this other shit. I'm like, man, we already did all this at the other hospital. Like, let's go. Like, we need to get this shit taken care of. And they're like, oh, sir, well, we're not going to be able to see him till 3 o'clock. And I looked at my watch and I was like, you're not going to be able to see him for 2 hours? I said, we've been dealing with this since 9. Well, that's what time that the physicians or whatever, the specialists get in for the broken arm. And I was like, and by specialist, so you're having more than one doctor? Oh, no, no, it's just one doctor. And I said, so in a town of 6 million people, you have one doctor that can treat a broken arm? I said, that doesn't even make any sense.
Not at all.
And bro, like I was hot. I went off on that lady, poor girl, bless her heart. But I went off on that girl, which I probably shouldn't have, but I was just so mad, dude. So mad. And so I took all my frustration out on her, right? Mind you, I parked in the front where you're not supposed to park. It's just a little drive through, but it's because it's downtown. So you have to park in a separate parking lot. So I drop him off up front and then I go and park my car. Well, when I come back, next thing I know, bro, there's like 4 officers in the showroom of the ER. And I'm not saying that they were for me, but I'm sure they were, like, just in case if, "Hey, we got a crazy one, folks. We got a crazy one." They're probably over here hitting the button underneath their desk, thinking that I'm gonna, like, shoot somebody. And we lost him, folks. We lost him. There he is.
Yeah, you were starting to lag a little bit, and then the reconnecting sign popped up, and yeah, adios.
Yeah, well, anyways, so that happened, and next thing I know, bro, people there was like 20 people in the showroom. They look like been just sitting there for hours. Next thing I know, they just start blowing through them. So and so, so and so, so and so, so and so, so and so. I mean, they went through everybody, bro. And then before we knew it, we are the only ones sitting there in the showroom. And about 15 minutes passed by and we went up there. So then we go to the room, the physician comes in, and then they tell us, "Oh yeah, well we can straighten his arm out, but if we want to do it with medication, we'll have to wait till 3 because we don't have the medication here for it." I'm like, "What? That don't make no kind of sense." So I looked at Steven, I was like, "Son, what do you want to do? Like, do you want to tough it out with no medication, or what do you want to do?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I'm ready, Dad. Just get it done. Like, just have them straighten it out." And man, this kid literally took it like a fucking champ, bro. They wrapped his arm in the cast, put it in there, got the cast all wet, right? Right before it hardens. And the doctor just literally like grabbed his forearm and just went and straightened that bitch out. And man, poor kid, dude. I was sitting there holding his hand and he's just squeezing the hell out of me. And he's sitting there screaming and crying. And oh man, I can only imagine the pain that he felt. I just kept, I was just like praying in my head. I'm like, just give me his pain. Like, just take it away from him. Just give it to me. Like, let me be that guy for him. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and anyway, he toughed it out, man. Strong kid, tough kid. And I told him, I was like, bro, I was like, now you get to say that you straightened your fucking arm out with no meds, no pain medication, no nothing, bro. You just raw dogged it. Boom. Took it like a boss. So we get out of there probably at like 3 in the afternoon, 3:30 in the afternoon.
Golly.
Didn't make it home till 4:30, almost 5 o'clock because of traffic. It's an all day thing for a broken arm.
Golly. Makes you wish that you were in Corpus, huh?
Kind of, sort of, where everything is 5 minutes away. But it's just that, you know, when I look back on it, clearly the first hospital was trying to keep me there as long as possible because of the whole, they probably knew that the meds couldn't get there till 3 in the afternoon. So I feel like they purposely held us there and we're just bullshitting the whole time, knowing that it wasn't going to be till 3 that they get this whole thing. And think about it this way too. If you get the meds, they get to charge you for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that's the way I see it. Is I look at it like, okay, well, they're going to try to do the meds, so that way they can charge the insurance company out the ass for it, since it's going to be paid for. You know what I mean? Like that's the way I view these these hospitals, these ERs.
It's a business.
I mean, dude, I've seen some ugly ER bills before, dude. Ugly ER bills. I knew someone that got into a car accident, right? And their back was hurting them, so they thought maybe they'd messed something up in their back. So they go to the ER and they run an X-ray on their back. Mind you, he never he gets admitted to a room, but never even lays on the bed. Like he's just there, like he's sitting in the chair. Because it was more comfortable for him to be, I guess, in that seated position rather than laying down. I don't know. But nonetheless, he was there for maybe 30, 35, 40 minutes. They ran an x-ray, they came back, they said, no, nothing's dislodged or whatever. Um, you're probably just sore. So just take some ibuprofen or whatever, and you'll be fine. In and out of the ER in 35, 40 minutes.
The heck?
Gets a bill in the mail because he didn't have insurance. Gets a bill in the mail for $27,000.
Oh my goodness.
So they request they request the itemized receipt to show, okay, what's being charged. Bro, they charge him for the bed, they charge him for the bed lining, the linens to the bed, they charge him for like scrubs and uh tools and all this crazy crap, bro. So they end up calling the hospital and they're like, dude, like, no, this is ridiculous. And then you want to know what they told them? They're
What?
like, oh, well, isn't an insurance company paying for this? Because it was for a car accident, wasn't it? And they're like, yeah, but we have to pay out of pocket first. And we don't even know if the insurance is going to cover it or not. We have to take care of this ourselves first, and then we'll go fight with the insurance company afterwards. But you're charging me. What does that even? Why does that even matter if the insurance company's paying for it or not? We
Right.
were there for 30 minutes. We didn't even sit in the bed. Yeah, bro. $27,000 because they said they thought that the insurance company was. How crooked is that?
The hospital business is a business.
It is. It's a retail business.
Hey, shout out to RFK though. He's changing it slowly but surely.
Yeah. Did you see the recent post about not taking Tylenol?
No, what?
Yeah, it was like all over social media today.
I saw how McDonald's was donating like $3 million to rejuvenating farming or something like that for healthier
Oh,
food.
man. I mean, they're one of the worst out there. Have you ever seen the Netflix documentaries like Food Inc. and What the Health?
Yeah, I seen
Crazy,
Food
bro.
Inc. Not what the
Changed
hell.
my changed my whole outlook on that crap, bro. I was like, "Oh my god. That's crazy."
Yeah.
They're
Well,
definitely worth the watches. Although one of them does seem kind of I think it's What the Health. It does kind of seem like an infomercial to becoming like a vegan, but I didn't take it that way. I didn't interpret it that way. It's just whenever I had kind of recommended that to a couple of friends of mine and they watched it, they came back and they're like, "Bro, was that like are you going vegan on us?" And I was like, "No, I'm not vegan." And they're like, "Well, it seemed like an infomercial to go vegan for me because that's what he's talking about. He's talking about like uh I want to say it was What the Health, but he goes into doing like research on um people's bodies like when they eat just like an all vegetable diet or a plant-based diet, how a lot of their joints, a lot of their health concerns, all that stuff kind of rejuvenates itself. People that were like diabetic are no longer diabetic, and high blood pressure, no more high blood pressure, achy joints, no achy joints. I mean, you name it. There was just like a ton of health benefits from just changing their diet to a plant-based diet. Um, but he goes into talking about a lot of different stuff, like the with the heart disease, right? And so
Yeah.
with heart disease, one of the things that it says to stay away from is red meats if you have like a heart disease, because I guess it can clog your arteries or something of that nature. I don't know exactly the whole medical analysis behind it, but essentially people who have heart disease, it's recommended for them to stay away from red meats. But then you go onto like the American Heart Society website, whatever it was called, and you go to their recommended dietary plan, and the first thing that starts popping up is just a bunch of meals with red meats inside of it. So he was like, "Well, that's pretty fucking interesting. Why would they have that if they're supposed to stay away from that?" So then he contacts that company to try to get word from them, and they want nothing to do with him. They shut him down. So he shows up even though they didn't told him that they don't want to have an interview with him. He shows up anyway, trying to speak to somebody there. They make him turn his cameras off. I mean, dude, it was crazy. Um, just watching it on that little episode there.
Yeah.
And so then he goes into talking about like bigger businesses, like again, like Tyson, right? Places like Tyson, and all these other big businesses that you don't see their name on the front of the can. It's usually like on the back side of the can. It's like a small little logo that's on there.
Yeah. The leader
And
of the
they're like,
monopoly.
exactly. And they're like the leader of the whole thing. Well, they're the ones that are making large donations to places like this. And in turn, I'm assuming that they say, well, no, like we want this to be on your recommended food list and all this other shit. So it's like, bro, like you quickly realize just how fucked up everybody is for money.
Yeah. For a piece of paper with no real value.
Hmm. Well, it's just like, and again, it goes back to the whole medical industry. Like you've seen Painkiller, right?
No, which one's that one?
On Netflix
Mm-mm.
with the whole epidemic of Oxycontin.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but no, I've never seen it.
You should watch it, bro. It's good. Hulu has their own too. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but they have their own spin on it too. But Painkiller on Netflix, bro, it goes into some pretty good detail about it all.
Oh, I believe it. My dad
And
was big on them, big on muscle relaxers.
well, and essentially what this was is it's obviously a painkiller. It's supposed to take away your pain or whatever the case may be. What was happening was is that uh the big pharma company or whatever, they were pushing this onto, their salespeople to go sell it to the
Public.
clinics.
Yeah.
Not to the public, they're selling it to the clinic. So what they would do is they would go to the clinic, they would talk to the head doctor, and they would say, "Hey, we want you to recommend OxyContin to your patients." And in doing so, for like every, they had them in different grams. So they had like 10 gram, 20 gram, 30 gram, 40 gram, whatever. And they're like, okay,
Doses,
like
yeah.
if you sell so many of the 10 grand, we'll pay you this much money. If you sell so many of the 30, we'll pay you this much money. And essentially that's what they were doing. And so the salespeople who were selling it to the clinics would make a commission based off of that as well. Like they had their own little zone that they would go sell
Damn.
to. And so, bro, they were making millions of dollars, dude, millions of dollars. Not only the salespeople, but then even to the doctors who were selling the shit.
All
And
incentivized.
as all incentivized, and at first it shows that the doctors were like, no, like this is a, I think it was a class 2 narcotic or some shit like that. Basically, like saying that, hey, this is an opiate, like it's an addictive drug. How can you sit there
Opioids.
and say,
Yeah.
yeah? And they somehow convinced the FDA to put that it was like not addicting or something like that. Like most likely will not get addicted. And so that left a gray area, which was it marked a point in time where that was the first time the FDA ever gave out a description of a particular drug before, that left a gray area. The FDA was always, it's got to be black or white. It's either addictive or it's
Yeah.
not addictive, not in between. There can't be anything in between. Um, but the way that they spun the story was that whoever the FDA guy was that approved the drug, right? Again, this is just in the series. I don't know this to be true or to be fact, But that particular guy got taken out by the pharmaceutical company who was making the pill. He got taken out on like a vacation. It was like a week vacation, paid for in full. They met him out there. They had like a meeting behind closed doors. No cameras, no recordings, no nothing. It was all just talk. So there's no way to prove what happened. And that dude comes out of that vacation and signs off the FDA approval for it. And then like
They bought
within
him.
yeah, within so many months, or I can't remember exactly how long, he ends up leaving the FDA and going to join and work for that company that produced the drug.
Hmm. What movie's that one?
It's called Painkiller. And the company was called Purdue Pharma. That was the name of the company, Purdue Pharma. And it was founded by the Sackler family.
No idea who that is. Is
Bro,
that some of meaning or?
no, but I mean, you're gonna hear if you watch the series, you're gonna hear a lot about the Sackler family, and just because they're kind of like off, like they just seem like a strange family,
Hmm.
but nonetheless, they that FDA guy ends up going to work for Purdue Pharma for like a drastic pay difference, bro. They like tripled his salary from what he was getting paid at the FDA.
Just playing with lives, dude. That's crazy.
And it sent the world into an epidemic of people being addicted to oxy.
Yep. Seeing it firsthand.
Yep. And so there's some government thing behind it too, which I'm sure still exists to this day. But uh, you know, what are you gonna do, man? It's a fucked up
Vote,
world,
vote RFK.
pretty much. But you can only hope that he doesn't get bought out too.
Right? Everyone has a number, huh?
Everyone's got a number, bro. You hate to say it. You hate to say it, but that's the world that we live in.
Who knows? Nah, some people, yeah, I think he'll stand on it. With his last name and all the stuff that he's already gotten back, like all the shit that he's gone through, I think he'll still stand on business.
I think he'll stand on business, but again, it's just I'm hoping that you know, nothing happens where like, he gets bought out or something like where this guy after Trump's run in office here for these next 3 years, once it runs out, like he doesn't wind up working for a place like Purdue Pharma. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, hey, motherfucker, you trying to sign, and that's pretty much what Purdue Pharma was doing was is like anybody that was trying to silence them or trying to stop their sales, they would basically just hire them to go work for them instead for like for an absurd amount of money.
That's one way to do it. You can't beat them, buy them.
Pretty much, and that's exactly what they were doing was they were just buying off the people that were trying to silence them or trying to kill the whole program of the whole OxyContin thing.
That's funny. Oh man, what a day! It is getting late, Steven.
It is.
I can't wait for the real fall season to come. I'm ready for some nice weather.
It's kind of somewhat gotten there. Like
We
we're in
had
the
we had a little
80s right now.
we had a little tease a while back.
Yeah. So look, I wanted to close it off with this real quick. So court filings say that just between 2008 and 2017 that they took in at least $10 billion in profits from OxyContin.
Damn.
Which who knows if that's even accurate or not? It could be. It could be more than that. I know it. I know it has it on the Netflix thing because OxyContin it got created like right at the beginning of right at the turn of the millennium, if I'm not mistaken. So it's right at the turn of the millennium. So and then this shit didn't hit mainstream until or it didn't start um going into like lawyer issues and government issues until years afterwards, bro.
$10 billion.
Yep. And even still, like even after their whole their lawsuit and everything like that, they basically walked away scot free. I mean, they had to pay so much money over the course of the next I don't know how many years, but pretty
Is this
much
the
like
one
they
that Joe
got
Rogan always talks about where they fucking what's that one where they're like they made an absurd amount and they only paid like a quarter of it back.
something like that, yeah.
And they made out like bandits.
I mean, they really did. Like I said, if you watch the Netflix documentary on it, or it's not even a documentary, it's like a series. I can't remember how many episodes it is. It might be like 7 or 8 episodes. At the very end, you know how when they give you like the credits, it tells you how
Yeah.
much money they had to pay back. And it's just it was they're gonna make that they made that money back tenfold easily. It was like a slap in the wrist to them. And it's just like, wow. So that just goes to show you that probably the government got because if I'm not mistaken too, I think what it was is that the government was going to get like a certain amount of the profits and all that crap. And so it's essentially the government bought them out too at the same time.
However that works.
Bro, watch that. Oh, real quick, one sentence. Did you finish Ancient Apocalypse?
I'm on episode 4. Season 2, episode 4. I didn't watch season 1.
Oh, okay. Well, season 2
I
is
was
even
told
better.
I was told to just skip season 1 because it's kind of boring.
Yeah, I mean, I would go back and watch season 1 for the whole Easter Island thing, and then watch season 2 when they bring Easter Island back up. Same thing with the Gobekli Tepe. With Gobekli Tepe, go back and watch that episode. Watch the episode with Easter Island, and then go watch season 2 because he brings both of those back up in season 2. And so you'll want to know what he talks about with those 2 episodes, so that way you can follow along with what's going on in season 2. Amazing. Amazing.
All right.
But anyways,
No,
man,
that's good though.
well, that wraps it up for tonight, folks. It is late. We got work in the morning, so we appreciate you guys listening to us. We appreciate all the comments and the feedback that you guys give us. I know it was great to hear a friend of ours that I don't have on TikTok, and he said that that we were flowing through his feed, so that was nice to hear. You got anything that you want to say?
No, just comment and disagree with me. I love to argue.
Well, we just appreciate the feedback regardless. So thank you guys again. Y'all have a good night. God bless. Be safe and have some fun.
Ooh.